All right, welcome back to Game Day Picks Part 2. This will be our Major League Baseball segment. Sorry for those of you watching on the live stream. We just got disconnected tech issue, but we're going to have all the picks for you here from Ramon. So let's go ahead and let's get underway here with our Major League Baseball segment here, joined by Ramon Scott, as well bringing Ramon in, and we'll get ready here to break down and get a pick from Ramon from every game here from Major League Baseball here for action on Tuesday. All right, Ramon, here we go. Padres and Marlins going head-to-head to get us started here. Looks like Weathers is going to get the start here today here for San Diego. As he'll be going up against the lefty here. We'll be going against Sandy Alcantara is the scheduled matchup. The lefty is going tomorrow for the Marlins. But today we got the Marlins minus 132, total of 8.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a reduced price here. Come on, this is cheap for Miami against this San Diego team anyways, Tony. Yeah, Weather's not the best option here. 0-3 in his last 3 starts with 5.6 ERA going up against Sandy here. We know Sandy hasn't been what we're expecting, but we're still going to get plenty of innings out of Sandy. Miami's won 4 of their last 5 games. I would imagine that we could see Sandy with a better performance if the Padres keep hitting like they are right now. So why not? Sandy return to form. I don't care if he's giving away basically a half a unit a game for a Miami team that once again is overachieving. I'm going to go with the under here, Tony, until the Padres get doing so. We know Miami's offense is way down there. Maybe they can hit Weathers a little bit, or maybe this will be okay. You know, they've gone under in 4 of his 5 starts so far, so bullpen gets in there and does a little work, I guess. Let's go under, especially now at what do we got on the screen there? 8 juiced up 8, and I know there were some 8.5 unders, but let's go under the 8 here, under.
Under the 8 here for Ramon here in this one between the Padres and the Marlins. Let's continue on the rundown with Ramon. Next up, we've got the Rangers and the Tigers going head-to-head. Martin Perez, the left-hander on the mound here for Texas. Alex Faedo, the right-hander for Detroit.
Yeah, Tony Perez been pretty okay, I'd say. 5-0 in his last 7 starts. He's got an ERA close to 4.5 in those games, but plenty of run support, obviously, from this Texas lineup going against Faedo. Can't spell fade without Faedo. And the Tigers over in 9 of their last 12 games, Tony. And in Perez's starts, like I said, that run support is they've gone over in 5 of his 7 starts, even though Texas been getting good pitching, no mistake right now. It's kind of why their surge has been so good. We know their offense is good, but consider for that run that they're on where they've won 20 of their last 28 games. They have gone under in 5 of their last 6. So let's take the over, though, in this one. Figure that Texas lineup gets rolling here once again.
All right, over, says Ramon here. With this Rangers and Tigers game tonight. All right, next up here, we're going to look at this one between the Guardians and the Orioles. Guardians got them yesterday afternoon, I should say. Orioles favored here, minus 135. Total sits at 9. Quantrill and Gibson scheduled starters.
Yeah, Cleveland, right? It was funny. Right now, it doesn't. They seem to be pretty popular at the window for a team that is 5 games under 500 against everybody's darlings right now. Gibson, obviously, pretty good last 2 games for sure here, and they've gone under in 5 straight starts with Gibson. The Orioles have gone under in 4 of their last 5. Guardians under now in 8 straight games. Look at the pressure in this one, Tony, to the over. So maybe that's sharp action, but this one definitely opened as low as 8/20 or so. And now we're looking at a 9, and I see the Cleveland Guardians that rarely goes over at all right now. Quantrill's gone under in 7 of his 10 starts. Got to give me the under in this one for sure.
All right, Ramon says under here, Guardians and Orioles going our total of 9 runs. All right, next up we go Brewers and Blue Jays going head-to-head today. Adrian Hauser scheduled starter here for Milwaukee as he'll face Yusei Kikuchi, the lefty here for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays favored minus 143. Total sits at 9.
Yeah, I know. For all the Kikuchi hype at the beginning of the season, what's going on now with an 8.5 ERA in his last 3 starts, but he gets plenty of run support when he's pitching, so might be in a matchup here. Hauser has looked good, but let's see some more. Let's see more than just a couple of starts here right now. We know Milwaukee struggling on the road, 3-9 in their last 12. Maybe this Toronto lineup needs to start clicking a little better back at home now. They've gone over in 7 of their last 9 and over in 4 of Kikuchi's last 5 starts. Maybe the Blue Jays finally put up some runs here. I'm going to take him here in this one, despite the matchup against Hauser. I'm going to take the over, Tony, is my call. Over 9. Oh, yeah, 9, almost 9 flat right there.
All right, Ramon says go over here, 9 flat here with Brewers and the Blue Jays. All right, next up, joined by Ramon Scott here on the rundown. If you're looking for the WNBA, we did it earlier on. Watch this show and then go back and check the archive for that WNBA segment. We're going to have 2 parts of this broadcast. Part 1 WNBA, Part 2 with MLB, and they'll both be in the archive and live, and they'll also be up in individual segments later on. Red Sox and Reds going head-to-head today. A memorable World Series back in the mid-'70s. Lively on the hill here for the Reds. Brian Bayo, the starter here for the Red Sox. Bayo getting some respect, maybe living up to that big, the hype he had when he came into the league last year. Of course, he faced the Blue Jays in back-to-back games and was pounded, but seemed to be recover from that now as you see the big line here on the Red Sox.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I thought about that when I was getting into the matchup of 1975 World Series because that was like the first one for me, Tony. I remember a little bit of 74. I was born in 68, so I remember the A's and the Dodgers, but that 75 series, the rain and all that, that totally my first World Series memory that I really can ingrain, at about 6.5 years old. Thank you for that great memory there. Yeah, for Boston here, and I think I'm higher on Bayo than most. Well, anybody that's going to the window certainly has got to be high on Bayo. They've won 5 of his 7 starts. Boston, though, a little bit of a slump right now. They're still 15-11 at home. They've gone over in just 1 of their last 9 games. Reds are certainly giving up some runs. Maybe they can be a little bit more under control with Lively. Do want to see more from Lively, but I'm interested. So I think under here, though. I'm high on Bayo. I know this total's gone up, and now we're looking at double digits here at some spots. But 9.5 juiced at the sharp book. Still could go under here for me in this one, Tony.
Ramon says under 9.5 Reds and Red Sox. Continue on here on our rundown. This is your TV game on TBS NL East matchup here as the Phillies on the road here to face the Mets. So the Mets favored here at -130. We see a total here at 8.5. Scheduled starters today will be Ranger Suarez and our man Kodai Senga on the hill here for the Mets.
Yeah, both these pitchers struggling for sure right now. Suarez, nearly a 10 ERA in his last 3 starts, and Senga has a 5 ERA in his last 3 starts. The Mets have gone over in 10 of their last 14 games. The Phillies have gone under in just 3 of their last 11 games. You figure in Suarez's 3 starts so far, they've gone over in 2 of those 3 games. So I don't know. I do like Suarez moving forward a little bit, and Senga, I think that's maybe a little bit of disappointment, but I'm going to go over here in this one, Tony. Now that I see that this one has indeed dropped, there were some 9 under openers, and we're at 8.5. Slightly juiced over. I got to go over here with the Phillies and the Mets.
Ramon says go over Phillies and the Mets. This game televised on TBS. Continue on here on the rundown. Joined by Ramon Scott on Tuesdays. We get a rundown from Ramon from every pro game on the card here this time of the year. No morning steam on Tuesday. Back tomorrow with Ramon and Mitty with that morning steam. Ramon will give you a play from every game on the card today, WNBA and MLB. Next up, Royals and the Cardinals. Royals got them yesterday, but today we got Greinke and Michaelis here. Big line here. Cardinals -174, total of 9.
I've got more World Series memories. We can go down memory lane here. Kansas City and St. Louis tonight. Michaelis has been hot, man. I mean, no doubt about it. He's the real deal so far, I would think. He's looking good again. Cardinals have won 8 out of his 9 starts. Pretty good for St. Louis. I can't believe they're still 9 games under 500. I tried to tout them last week. Watch out, St. Louis, ready to make their move. maybe not. So, hoping they can get it moving here. We know Greinke, everybody wants to pick on him a little bit when he's on the road, and maybe he'll be susceptible here to this Cardinal lineup today. I'm going to look for this one. This might be a bit contrarian. I'm going to take the over at 9. Thinking the market is right? Because it feels like Greinke, even on the road, yeah, they want to pick on him, but his numbers have still been, well, they continue to be fine, right? 3 ERA basically in his last 5 starts. Now, the Royals don't win at all. They don't win his starts. They don't win games, period. But Michaelis, with those sharp numbers, maybe, and the Cardinal offense not clicking, but I'm going to trust the market here. I'm going to go over 9. I feel contrarian there in that spot, Tony.
All right, Ramon says go over 9 here with the Royals and the Cardinals. Continue on here with our rundown of Major League Baseball. Next up, Rays and the Cubs going to head that pitching duel yesterday afternoon. Rays big favorites here, minus 185, total 8.5. We got McClanahan on the hill, the lefty, undefeated, a pretty good performance. Kyle Hendricks on the comeback trail off his first start in his second in this one.
All right, just catching up with you there. I was just looking to see the injured Nootbaar out for the to go back to that game. Nootbaar out for the Cardinals. All right, yeah. With next up, Royals and the Rays and the Cubs. You said, brother.
Yep, Rays and Cubs.
Thank you. Yeah, McClanahan. What can you say? Can't you guys know what's going on? 8-0, 2 ERA so far. Cy Young certainly on the hill for the Rays right now for, one of the top teams in the league, certainly. But it was good to see Hendricks, 4 1/3 innings pitched in his first start back. So that was good news for them. The Cubs need all the help they can get right now, no doubt about it. I'm going to take the Rays here, Tony, on the run line. I mean, I just can't help it with McClanahan out there. It's going to be very, very difficult, I would think, as long as he's in form. Anything can happen, I guess, but it's just so enjoyable to watch. Cubs just 9-19 in their last 28 games. They've been giving up a ton of runs as well. Their offense has been pretty okay too, but I don't know tonight. I would think McClanahan's going to have a lockdown on this situation. Tony, I got to go run line here with Tampa Bay. Not even looking at the screen here. What do you got the price?
Run line here, minus 111. Yeah, minus 111.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Cubs. Beat
All right.
me.
There you go. Ramon here on the play here on the run line here with the Rays. McClanahan on the hill. All right, next up here on a rundown. Twins and Astros had a really exciting game yesterday. Twins get him in extra innings here, although the Tuve with that grand slam gave the Astros a one run. Twins fought back to tie it and win it in extras. Joe Ryan on the hill for Houston against Brian Bielak here Brian Bielak, the right-hander on the mound for Houston. Joe Ryan on the road here. Close line here. Twins minus 107 here. Total 8.5.
And shout out to everyone in the chat. Tony, thanks for putting the comment. A few comments came through. I didn't have a chance to reload after the technical issues, so I just want to acknowledge everyone for joining us, joining me today. Thank you to them, and thank you for Tony, and good job, Brett. Thanks, you guys. Great job, Tony. Tony, interesting last night because I mentioned the chat because on the show yesterday with Minnie and I, you're going against the Astros here, who are definitely the hottest thing going. They're proving that they're back or they're still there. They're, World Series favorites and all that. And Minnie and I agreed in our intro in the segment yesterday on Minnesota. It seemed like, wow, I mean, Minnesota, they're good. They're playing okay, hanging around the 500 mark or whatever. But then the chat all started pouring in on the Twins as well. So just goes to show, I think, how sophisticated our chat is. Maybe it is a good matchup here because it kind of feels like the Twins are maybe a little bit live here today in this one. Because I want to come back with Amir, with Joe Ryan in this one, Tony. I think I think his numbers have proven to be very, very solid, and I think he continues to pitch well. It's disappointing because they're 7-3 when he starts, but when they don't get any run support, they lose the game. And I'm talking big time run support. 5 runs or less, I think, is what the number is on that. All of Ryan's starts seem to go over, but I think he'll pitch very, very well here. Belak's a good 4 ERA and 4 starts, or just under it right now. We know they've gone under in all 4 of those starts. So I think Ryan comes with it today. I'm going to take Minnesota once again. I'm going to try them here. Interesting to note the line, right, Tony? Again, yeah, maybe I think everyone's hot on Joe Ryan a little bit. But Belak's numbers have been okay since he's moved in there, and you have the Astros have been so dominant, and the Twins are still favored here. I'll take them.
All right, Ramon here on the Twins, the favorite here, minus 107 against the Astros. Next up here on Rundown, Angels and White Sox. In this one, Anderson, the lefty on the mound, Giolito, the right-hander for the White Sox. White Sox favorite here, minus 135, total of 9.
Yeah, I guess we're never going to get old Giolito back, I would think, the way it's going. Plus, he's basically burning a half a unit every start at this point. So, I don't know. Angels look pretty good in the game last night. Anderson, well, 3.5 ERA in his last 5 starts. So, I think he's done pretty well. Seems to get some run support. Might be in a pretty good position here, I would think, today for the Angels against the Sox. They're just 3-8 in Giolito starts this season. So Chicago's lost 4 out of their last 5 games. I gotta think Anderson comes in here and is probably going to be able to have a pretty good start in this one. Angels have gone under in 6 of their last 9. Giolito's gone under in 7 of his 9 starts. So I'm going to go under this one, Tony, at 9. 9 under at plus money there. Yeah, sign me up.
That's right, the under 9 plus money. Angels and White Sox continue on here on our MLB Rundown with Ramon. Next up, Braves and Athletics. The Athletics got them yesterday, but Soroka was on the hill in his first start in a long time. But today, Bryce Elder on the hill. JP Sears, a lefty for the Athletics. Braves 224, total 8.5.
Yes, we took a push on the show yesterday. We talked about those 2 pitchers, got up to 9, and maybe some losers there for the 8.5. But yeah, pretty interesting game yesterday with those returning pitchers. So let's take a look today when the Braves go up against the A's. Elder certainly been very, very hot right now. Just under a 2 ERA in his last 5 starts. The Braves have won 8 out of his 10 starts. I would imagine it should be another. Again, I don't know, Tony. I've just equated it. If Oakland is going to win this percentage of games, then these lines are still a little bit out of whack. Now, maybe you could throw in that the Braves are traveling on the road. They lost last night's game to the A's. The A's have rarely come back and done it 2 times in a row when they've gotten a run line victory. And I say run line victory even though they crushed the Braves yesterday, because I think you just got to call it they have. The run line games that they have covered quite frequently have been games where they've lost a high-scoring game, where they've put some runs, tacked on some runs in the back end, losing games here and there, like 8-7 and 9-8, stuff like that. It's happened a couple of times. So rarely have the A's been able to come back and do it again. So I would think Elder can get this situation under control. If there's any problem right now with the Braves offense, it's not going to be long-term, I wouldn't think. So maybe just a little short-term blip happening here on the West Coast. Now you're going into Oakland. There's no what's my motivation type of factor here. So just going to take the under in this one. Elder to shut him down. And with Sears in there, we do want to see him perform better, but still 3.6 ERA in his last 5 starts. And Sears has gone under in 3 of his last 4 games. Braves have gone over in just 4 of their last 14 games. So I'll go under. 5 straight for Elder, under as well.
All right, under 8.5. It looks like the sharps are split on this one, minus 106 both sides. Let's continue here on the rundown, joined by Ramon Scott. Pick from every game from Major League Baseball. Next game up, we have the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. High scoring affair yesterday. This one may be different because we got Zach Gallen on the hill here for Arizona to face Kyle Freeland, the lefty, for Colorado.
Feels like it's gonna be totally different to me, Tony, than yesterday. Again, Colorado. All of a sudden, I was talking. look at these Colorado games. They always go talk about when they were at home, and then all of a sudden they started to go over. But you also are talking about just a little bit of ticket change in the weather. We're at May 30th now. A couple games were the day games, so maybe that was some. But now we're in Arizona, which typically, if you just line up the numbers, you talk about Colorado, you talk about Boston, you talk about Arizona, the highest run producing venues in the league year after year. But Gallen, awesome. He's been, the National League man right now with his 5-0 record, a .77 ERA in that building. So pretty good numbers for Gallen. And with Freeland coming in here, he hasn't been too great of late, 5.5 ERA in his last 4 starts. But when he's gone on the road, he's gone under in 3 of those 4 road games this season. So that is the way I'm going to look, Tony. You called it. I've got 2 teams that kind of trend under as well, and that number at 8.5 with juice to the over. I've got to go under here with Colorado and Arizona.
Ramon says under 8.5. Rockies and Diamondbacks. And next up here on the rundown, pick from every game from Major League Baseball. Joined by Ramon Scott, we go to the Yankees and Mariners going head-to-head tonight. We've got on the mound Nestor Cortez, a lefty for the Yankees. Logan Gilbert, the right-hander here for the Mariners. Mariners favored -134. Look at this total, down to 7.
Right? I mean, is Cole pitching here in this one? And that's what caught my attention. Now it is juiced to the over there, and I think you're going to see a lot of 7.5 unders, maybe some square books as well. But look at the start that they got off to last night, and now I've got Cortez and Gilbert here. So Cortez has a 7.36 ERA in his last 5 starts. Now Gilbert has been more solid, certainly 2.57 ERA in the last 2 starts, but I don't know. He's got an ERA over 7 in his career against New York and a handful of appearances. So I don't know what's going on here. The widely reported steam originally came in on the over here. Yankees have gone over in 16 of their last 24 games. They've gone over in 8 of 10 Cortez starts. Judge was hitting the home run. Crazy situation in that game, Tony. You probably saw this game late on the West Coast. So Kelenic goes up for a Judge home run. Great attempt. He's a great outfielder, but he hits his head against the wall, probably got a concussion. Ball went over the fence for a home run for Judge. Judge respectfully walked almost backwards, looking on the man as he rounded third base. A couple innings later, a shot to the wall. Judge goes up, makes the same type of attempt. He makes the catch, robs the home run. So, but ball was flying last night. So when I saw that immediately, I was thinking, who's pitching tomorrow? Look down. I'm like, man, maybe it's not going to be typical West Coast ball here. Where I'm going with this one, Tony, over.
Ron says over 7 here with the Yankees and Mariners. Let's continue here on the rundown. Next up, we got the Pirates and Giants going head-to-head. Giants with that big win last night. Johan Oviedo, the right-hander on the mound for Pittsburgh. It looks like Brebbia will be the opener. And boy, hold your nose. Sean Manaea, the primary pitcher, will be going for the Giants.
Yeah, so when they've been in these situations with Brebbia, though, it usually has worked out. It is 3 openers so far. They've done pretty well in those games. So we'll see tonight with this grouping against the Bucks, but feels like it could be an okay spot here for the Bucks, considering exactly what you're saying about San Francisco's pitching situation. So I don't know. San Francisco have been playing pretty well at home of late. We know the Bucks haven't been doing too well, but Oviedo, I like what I see so far. So 2.70 ERA in his last 3 starts. Pirates, so man, just winning 5 of their last 19 games. So I still want to try them here tonight with Oviedo. He's the guy that I'm looking at in this one. Giants are red hot. I wish the price was a little better. That's why I wanted to roll premium a little bit, but I thought it would be a little bit higher actually. So saving this one for the show, I feel like I want to take a dog here with the Bucks.
Everyone says dog with the Bucks here. Pirates and the Giants. Let's continue here on the rundown. Final game of the card tonight will be on ESPN Plus as the Dodgers will be hosting the Nationals. Dodgers, despite a bad spot, get the big win yesterday. That was kind of eye opening to me. Gonsolin on the mound here for the Dodgers, face Irvin for the Nationals. The Dodgers big favorites here, over $3 now, a total of 9.
Oh boy. Yeah, and they're probably not valid, but I can't see anything but a one-sided victory here. So can't roll any premium. Don't want to lay the run line here. Gonsolin looking pretty. It looks like he's back. I mean, looks like he's ready. Last 3 starts, got an ERA well under 2. Won a couple of those got wins in a couple of those games. Sure, the Dodgers have lost a couple games of late, but still 18-7 at home. I don't like necessarily what I see in Irvin right now, or whoever's coming in after him at this point. But the last 3 starts, he's got an ERA over 11. So I got to take the Dodgers on the run line here. Hats off, go Dodgers.
Dodgers here, run line, lay the 1.5 here in this one with the Nationals and the Dodgers going head to head. All right, we got through our rundown now. That's right.
Can't beat them. Can't beat them. Bet on them.
Bet on them. That's it. That's it. You gotta, it's that's how it rolls here. No doubt. All right, now we got through our Major League Baseball rundown. Part 1 of this show will have the WNBA picks. So we had to shoot this live into. We had a little technical issue. If we didn't have a technical issue, it happened the right time, right before the end of our WNBA segment. So you get the WNBA picks there on Part 1. Part 2 is the baseball. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com. Good results here for 2023. Nearly 3,700 units of profit, all documented over on the site. It's all baseball, WNBA, some tennis up there on the board as well. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, right now, Tony, it's a 5-pack tonight. 4 in the major leagues, 1 in the WNBA. Might look to add some late steam, but maybe not right now. Kind of focused on that tennis, trying to bring up some good. Look, I don't want to discount it. I mean, anybody can take a look at the handicapper leaderboard 2.0. You could dial up tennis, or just go to my handicapper profile page and see that I've won 12 of my last 13 matches out there at the French Open. So look, I'll be focused on that. I'm going to have another package tonight in the French, hopefully 3 or 4 hours before those matches start. Try not to come in with any late steam there on those, but the cards are so big. But you're not going to, you see 12 and 13 and you're thinking, I'm rolling with guys like Taylor Fritz, or minus 900 or something. But no, of course not with premium plays. I mean, we got some dogs mixed in there as well out of those. And many. I start with looking at the pick'em matchups, Tony, and I try to devise my card with the closest lines possible. So when you talk about how hard it is to be a handicapper on, I'm trying to make sure I'm picking almost pick'em or short favorites or slight dogs, that type of situation. The games that are the toughest to pick. That's what I'm trying to bring to you here at Tony'sPicks.com. So yeah, also check out that 5-pack. There you see it on the screen. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 30%, 4 plays from the major leagues and 1 in the WNBA. And like I said, we got a couple plays, Mindy and I, in the WNBA tonight, and 6 more plays in Major League Baseball that you can go and check out at Tony'sPicks.com. And also not just my packages tonight, but also our morning steam package for everyone that is interested in what Mindy and I do on the show. It's kind of the same thing. She sends her picks blind, and then I look at my handicap just like I was going to go on the show and either agree with Mindy or pivot from Mindy, and then I send her back, here are the plays that would have come up on the show. It's like a formula in a way, which is good because Mindy and I have been really hot actually over the last almost 3+ weeks right now. I say hot, just every day squeaking out a profit, and that's what you have to do. Yeah, we'd love to roll a big number here one of these nights, but right now it just seems like every day we're pretty much making it to the leaderboard anyway, every show. So Mindy and I will be back tomorrow with more morning steam, so check that out as well. So Tony, yeah, that 5-pack tonight, premium picks, and maybe some late steam on some of this late action, but I think you got probably my best on the late card here with the show picks. That's what it felt like to me, talking about the West Coast action.
That's right, guys. Got everyone got over at Tony'sPicks.com. Play the unit leader over at Tony'sPicks.com right now. 3,691 units of profit. All document over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can verify those numbers. Go to Ramon's handicapper page and verify those. Go down to pick history. And of course, tonight, as Ramon said, he has a 5-pack up there for baseball and a WNBA there on that 5-pack for Tuesday. Profit guarantee it just $30. Of course, you can also go longer term with Ramon. As we know, he's been on fire here. He has a 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. You get all his free plays for that period of time. Now, the 30-day pass will cover the entire NBA and NHL finals, as well as Major League Baseball and all the peripheral sports that Ramon covers. We got a lot of WNBA in there, a lot of tennis in there, a lot of soccer. We may start seeing the European leagues. We see definitely we're now in MLS season, so we'll see some MLSs there. When there are UFC cards, which there are this week, there will always be a UFC card from Ramon. So we're in action here with UFC. Sometimes he even delves into Bellator, so that's also a possibility, guys. So lots of coverage there from Ramon Scott. College baseball also, we get lines in there. So we get into the regionals, super regionals. We get into College World Series. That will also be part of the 1-month all sports pass. So the entire College World Series is covered when you get that 1-month all sports pass. So lots of coverage there for Ramon because, listen, if you go, and not yet for NBA Summer League, that gets, I believe, sometime in July, but we'll keep an eye there for that one because Ramon was on fire there in the Summer League as well. But he hits these peripheral sports, he hits them hard, and of course he follows them because, you know, the bottom line is these games are televised. If you got ESPN Plus, which I think is one of the best values in sports, period. I mean, everyone will tell you that. They show all the games here, and of course now in this world we live today, they put lines up. So this is the best thing you could ever want in your life, you know, in your lifetime is actually watch these games and have a line on them, and that's what Ramon does. He keeps an eye on all these games. We had a lot of the conference tournaments over last week, and we're now keeping an eye on those games as well. So get on board. 1-month pass. We'll do the promo code here. We'll do the math on this one. $66 off that 1-month pass. When you use the promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the all capers tab, you'll land right on Ramon's page. Go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we have a Twitter account for you. People can follow you. Tony's Picks Ramon. Just picks there from Ramon, and also we'll let you in on what's going on with the service. Of course, Ramon, morning steam show back tomorrow, live here, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, you also monitor our Discord where our community can go in there and put in their picks as well.
Yeah, it's slowing down, so join me in there. I'm trying to put a pick in there. Got beat today with J.J. Wolf. What happened, J.J.? So I've just been watching these. I hope we get Tony rolling on some of these sports. One I want to mention was the CFL. You didn't pop in there.
That's right.
And bummer so far, though. Bummer. Maybe we get some more commentary later, but on this that. The U.S. coverage has moved to CBS Sports Network, and I believe there's actually maybe a bigger contract, but maybe less games available. You might have to go streaming or something like that to get the full CFL card with maybe the action on the sports networks up there. But I think they moved to CBS Sports Network, which was interesting, and maybe less games down here. But anyways, Tony. Try to find another play for you at Tony's Picks Ramon tonight. Send out the call to subscribe to my package. We'll find another play out there. Maybe something in the WNBA. Like I said, we got one premium. We got 2 with Mindy. There's another game out there we talked about that maybe got a side on it that I haven't given out yet that I was leaning to. So, yeah, we'll check that out at Tony's Picks Ramon. Try to send out a pick there every day. And, we're back tomorrow with Mindy. See what she's got for us on the card for Wednesday. We saw the games last night, Tony. Great call. Great call by you. Great call by Mindy. Miami Heat getting it done. How can I go away from the Miami Heat? What was I thinking, Tony? Because I had been a big Heat supporter in the postseason on this run, and I was just swept up in the home team hype, all the momentum. This was going to be the first time in 150 series that sub-team came back from 3-0, and it was almost a Memorial Day massacre the other way for the Celtics, kind of like when they clobbered the Lakers at home on Memorial Day 37 years ago. It was almost the other way around with Miami last night. So we'll get ready for that series. We're just 2 days away now. Will they be tired? Will Miami go in there? We saw the controversy between those two teams. They've got into it one time earlier this year when Jokic got hit and knocked down a player, and they got into it, and they went looking for him in the locker room. So no love lost between these two teams in the NBA Finals. And out here in Vegas, of course, the Vegas Golden Knights punching their ticket. And basically, odds makers saying in that one, Tony, the only reason we're hanging the favorite label on the Knights is because they're the home team. They've got the home ice advantage.
Yeah, and Florida has been the two Florida teams, Miami and Florida. They've been the giant slayers in this postseason. So we'll see, and we'll see how they roll. They've been they're dogs in the series here. We'll see how that rolls. Shout out there to Nathan Serta in the chat. Congrats on that Heat series ticket. That was a good win there, of course, from Nathan as well. Tim Ray, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Sean Money as well, Charles Sharp, Tim Ray. Appreciate everyone's contributions today on the show, as well as. Let's see what else. Did I miss anybody? I think we got. We got everybody here. Thanks for everyone hanging with us here as we had a little tech issue there, but we are able to get the show in. We'll always get the show in because we know the workarounds here to get things done. All right, Ramon. As always, great having you show. Continue that success. Good. Have a great afternoon. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. We'll tune in tomorrow morning when you're back on with Mindy on the morning steam.
Yep. Just ready here. Looks like Bianca's going to knock off Vika here in the. Just coming to the finish here. Andreescu might be. She's on match point right now against Azarenka at the French. So thanks a lot, everybody.
You got it. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, with you here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. We want you guys to be live with us, get the plays in real time, get the best numbers with these picks that we give you here on the show. All right, let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. And that'll be time for my play. No scoreboard update today. Everything is late afternoon, evening game. So let's continue here. I'm going to put my full odds up here. We're going to look at this Guardians-Orioles game going off today in this one. And wait a second here. There we go. We're going to go Guardians here plus 126 against this Orioles team today. And in this one, we're looking here at the Cal Quantrill here on the mound here for Cleveland. And, of course, ERA 4.75, whip of 1.35. Just pitched to contact a bit, but gets that ground ball at 41%. Limits his home runs. Kyle Gibson, the starter here for Baltimore, he also pitches the contact. 16% strikeouts, 8% walks. But the Orioles here only scoring about 4 runs per game at home. But Quantrill has been pretty good as an underdog. Team record behind Quantrill as an underdog here of plus 100 to plus 150, 13-5. And, of course, the Guardians bullpen gets a check mark over the past 10 games. ERA of 2.73. So we'll go here with the Guardians at the plus money, plus 126 here against the Orioles. All right, guys over at Tony'sPicks.com. Got a 3-pack up there for you right now on the board from Major League Baseball. So get on board with that as we'll get the page loaded here. Here we go. 3-pack today up there as well as a best bet. My best bet is also part of my 3-pack for Major League Baseball. So don't buy them both. So if you just want my best bet, you can buy that as standalone, or when you get my 3-pack, my best bet is in there as well as with 2 other plays for Major League Baseball. So go ahead and get on board and get signed up. Also, I do have the long-term pass, 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all of my premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, don't forget that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you will be able to save that 20% off. All right, we got through the show today. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, everybody in the chat. Shout out to everyone, as well as thanks to Ramon with that rundown. Remember, we're back tomorrow here with Game Day Picks. And remember the morning show, Mindy and Ramon back at 9 a.m. Eastern Time here with the morning steam. All right, let's bring in Ramon. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys off. Have yourself a great rest of the afternoon. We'll catch up with you again